After the age of 60, you could be losing up to 3% of your muscle mass every single year without even realizing it. That means every year, you get a little weaker. Your balance slips just a little more. And your risk of falling? It quietly climbs. According to Harvard Health, this kind of muscle loss, known as age-related sarcopenia, is one of the leading reasons older adults lose their independence. Suddenly, it gets harder to climb stairs, to stand up from a chair, even to catch yourself if you trip. And here's the scary part: one bad fall can break a hip, land you in the hospital, or even take away your ability to walk, for good. But there's hope. You don't need a gym. You don't need expensive machines. Just 5 simple exercises, done at home, in just a few minutes a day, can help you stay strong, steady, and in control of your body for years to come. Let's start with something that might surprise you. One of the first muscle groups to quietly weaken as we age is your glutes, those big, strong muscles in your hips and backside. You may not think about them much, but they play a major role every time you try to stand up from a chair, climb the stairs, or simply walk across a room without losing your balance. And when they weaken, everything else starts to fall apart, literally. You see, when the glutes and the hamstrings, the muscles on the back of your thighs, start to shrink, it doesn't just mean you walk a little slower. It means your knees and back begin to carry more stress. Your steps become less steady. Your chances of falling skyrocket. And for seniors, a fall isn't just an inconvenience, it's often the start of a dangerous spiral. According to the CDC, 1 out of 5 falls causes a serious injury like a broken bone or a head injury. So how do we fight back? We start with something simple. It's called the glute bridge. Now, don't let the name scare you. This isn't some fancy gym move. It's literally just lying on your back and gently lifting your hips off the floor. That's it. No equipment, no jumping, no pain. And yet this small movement activates the exact muscles that most older adults forget to train, the glutes and hamstrings. What I love about the glute bridge is how quickly people feel the difference. After just a week or two, many of my older patients tell me they feel stronger when getting out of bed, or more stable while climbing stairs. They're not wobbling or grabbing for furniture as much. And that's a huge win. I usually recommend doing it 3 times a week, starting with just 8 to 10 repetitions per set. If you can do that without strain, build up slowly. But the real key isn't doing it perfectly. It's just doing it consistently. Like brushing your teeth for your hips and legs. And here's a bonus: strengthening your glutes can also help with lower back pain. That's because when your backside is strong, your spine doesn't have to work as hard to keep you upright. Everything becomes more balanced. So if you've ever struggled to stand up from a soft couch or felt wobbly walking down a slope, the glute bridge might just be the quiet miracle you need. Now let's talk about a movement that every older adult should be doing, but most are avoiding. Squats. I know. The word squat might make you think of young people in gyms lifting heavy weights or athletes doing drills. But I want you to forget that image. Because in reality, squatting is something you've been doing your whole life, and it's one of the biggest keys to keeping your independence as you age. Think about it. Every time you get up from a chair, sit on the toilet, pick something up from the floor, or even step into your car, you're performing a squat. You just don't think of it that way. And when your legs get weaker, those everyday motions become harder. They take more effort, more time. And eventually, they stop being possible without help. That's when independence slips away. But here's the good news: even a gentle version of the squat, like sitting down and standing up from a chair, can rebuild the muscles that keep you mobile and self-reliant. We're talking about your thighs, your glutes, your core. The foundation of your strength. A 2021 study published in the Journal of Aging and Physical Activity found that older adults who practiced chair squats 3 times a week for just 6 weeks showed significant improvements in lower body strength and balance. That means fewer falls, better movement, and more confidence. Now, let's be honest, squats might feel intimidating at first, especially if you haven't exercised in a while. That's perfectly okay. You don't need to go low. You don't need to do many. You just need to move. Start by using a sturdy chair with armrests. Sit down slowly, then push yourself up with control. Not too fast, not too far. Just enough to feel your muscles working. That's your body waking up. What matters isn't how fast you do them or how many reps. What matters is that you're training your muscles to keep working for you, not against you. I've had patients in their 70s who told me, "Doc, I can't squat. My knees hurt too much." But with a few modifications, like holding onto the back of a couch or using a wall for support, they surprised themselves. They found their strength again, one rep at a time. And remember, every time you squat, you're not just training your legs. You're building the strength that helps you live independently. Go to the bathroom on your own. Step out into the garden. Dance at your granddaughter's wedding. That's not just exercise. That's freedom. So if you've been avoiding squats because you thought they were too hard or too young for you, think again. They're not just for gym goers. They're for everyone who wants to keep living life on their own terms. And that includes you. Now here's something that might surprise you. There's a group of muscles in your body that doctors sometimes call your second heart. And no, it's not in your chest. It's in your calves. You see, every time you walk, stand, or even just shift your weight from heel to toe, those calf muscles help pump blood back up to your heart. They literally assist your circulation, pushing against gravity to keep blood from pooling in your lower legs. When those muscles weaken, it's not just your balance that suffers. Your circulation slows down. That's when swelling begins. You may feel heavy legs at the end of the day, see bulging veins, or worse, develop blood clots or varicose veins. Now here's the good news. There's a simple movement that can fire those muscles back up, no equipment needed. It's called the calf raise, and it's one of the easiest ways to train your second heart. You just stand tall, gently rise up onto the balls of your feet, lifting your heels, then slowly lower them back down. That's it. No jumping, no sweating, no complicated choreography. But here's the kicker. Even though it feels easy, this small motion wakes up key muscles that most older adults barely use anymore. And when done regularly, it can seriously improve your circulation, reduce swelling, and even help you avoid dangerous complications like deep vein thrombosis. A clinical trial published in the Journal of Vascular Surgery showed that patients over 60 who performed calf raises daily saw a significant improvement in venous return and leg comfort within just 8 weeks. That's incredible. Especially for something so simple. And there's more. Calf raises also help stabilize your ankles, which play a huge role in your ability to stand upright, walk on uneven ground, and recover from slips or stumbles. That means fewer falls, fewer hospital visits, and more freedom to move around safely. I remember a sweet patient in her early 80s, Ms. Eleanor. She told me she couldn't walk to the mailbox anymore without her legs puffing up like balloons. We added 3 sets of 10 calf raises to her morning routine. She held onto the kitchen counter and just lifted her heels while waiting for the kettle to boil. 6 weeks later, not only was the swelling down, but she made it to the mailbox and back without pain. That little victory brought tears to her eyes. So don't underestimate this small move. It might look simple, but the payoff is massive. If you can, try doing them 3 times a week. Hold onto a chair or countertop for balance. Lift gently. Breathe. And let those calves do their job. Trust me, your legs, and your real heart, will thank you. Let me ask you something personal. Have you ever caught your reflection in a window and noticed that your shoulders are rounding forward? That your head leans out a little too much? Maybe you've even started to hunch more than you used to. If you said yes, don't worry, you're not alone. It happens to almost everyone as we age. Especially after 60, posture becomes one of the first silent things to slip away. But here's why that matters more than most people realize. Poor posture isn't just about how you look. It's about how you feel. When your shoulders slump and your head tilts forward, it puts a ton of pressure on your neck and upper back. That's what causes those dull aches between your shoulder blades, the tightness in your neck, and even tension headaches that creep up without warning. More than that, bad posture throws off your body's balance system. When your head is too far forward, it shifts your center of gravity, making it harder to stay steady when you walk, especially on stairs or uneven ground. Over time, this posture imbalance is a major risk factor for falls, fractures, and even hospital visits. Now here's the hopeful part. You can reverse this. You can stand taller. You can ease the pain in your neck and shoulders. And you can do it with one small movement called scapular retraction. It sounds fancy, but it's simple. Imagine trying to gently pinch your shoulder blades together, like you're holding a pencil between them. That's it. You can do it with a resistance band, or even without one at first. Sit or stand tall, relax your arms by your side, then slowly pull your shoulder blades back and down, like you're tucking them into your back pockets. Hold for a second or two. Release. This movement targets a group of muscles between your shoulder blades, called the rhomboids and middle traps, that weaken over time from too much sitting, reading, or looking down at your phone. In fact, a study from the Journal of Geriatric Physical Therapy found that seniors who did scapular retraction exercises 3 times a week had significant improvements in posture, shoulder mobility, and overall balance after just 6 weeks. You might think of it as posture training, but really, it's confidence training. Standing tall doesn't just feel better on your back. It changes the way people see you. You walk into a room with more energy, more presence, and less pain. I had a patient, Mr. Jim, 74 years old, who used to call himself a human question mark. His back was so curved from years at the computer that he was convinced he'd never stand tall again. But he committed to doing scapular retractions with a light resistance band while watching the morning news. 3 months later, his wife said she couldn't believe the difference. He looked taller, moved better, and, best of all, his neck pain had almost disappeared. So if you've ever felt hunched, stiff, or just plain uncomfortable in your own posture, start with this one. It doesn't require a gym. Just a few minutes, a wall or band, and a little patience. Pull those shoulders back. Breathe in. Stand tall. You earned it. So, here's the truth, my friend. Aging doesn't have to mean slowing down. It doesn't have to mean giving up your independence, your energy, or the things you love, like walking through the park, playing with your grandkids, or getting out of a chair without groaning. But it does require action. Gentle, consistent action. Like the 5 exercises we walked through today. Each of them might seem small. A bridge here, a squat there, a shoulder movement you could do while waiting for your coffee to brew. But together, they form a quiet revolution inside your body. You're not just moving muscles, you're retraining your nervous system, strengthening your bones, and sending a message to your body, I'm still here. I still care. I'm not done yet. Because here's something I wish more people over 60 understood, muscle loss isn't a guarantee. Yes, science tells us that after 60, we can lose up to 3% of our muscle every year. But science also shows us that with just 2 or 3 short sessions a week, we can not only stop that loss, we can reverse it. A 2022 review published in the Journal of Aging and Physical Activity showed that even adults in their 80s and 90s saw measurable improvements in strength, balance, and walking speed after just 8 weeks of low-impact resistance training. That means it's never too late. Ever. You don't need fancy equipment. You don't need a gym membership. What you need is what you already have, a body that's still listening, and a heart that still wants to live fully. And if you're feeling overwhelmed, start with one. One movement. 1 minute. One small promise to yourself today. Then build from there. The thing about aging gracefully is, it takes work. But it's not about chasing youth. It's about protecting the future version of you. The one who still wants to garden. Still wants to travel. Still wants to dance in the kitchen with your partner to your favorite old song. So go ahead. Do that glute bridge. Hold that squat. Rise onto your toes. Retract those shoulder blades like you mean it. Because every rep you do now is a gift you're giving to the person you'll be 5, 10, 20 years from today. And trust me, they'll thank you for it. If you found this helpful, give it a thumbs up. If not, put a 0 in the comments, but if it was helpful, let us know by putting a 1. And don't forget to subscribe for more life-saving health tips.